Hello everybody. This should hopefully be a quick tutorial on how to get set up in MonoGame. MonoGame is a framework and library, allows you to use C# and the .NET Core to be able to make games that can be uh, deployed cross-platform. These steps are going to be very simple. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but I at least wanted to get something started that shows how to get set up before I jump into some future tutorials on how to use MonoGame. This is all stemming from everyone's fear and migration away from Unity, and since I've used XNA Game Studio and MonoGame in the past, I figured that I'd like to contribute to everyone's ability to experience MonoGame. So getting started, let's just jump straight in. Go to monogame.net, click Get Started. From there, it says Getting Started with MonoGame. You can click on that. Pick your environment. Are you going to be doing Windows, Mac, or Linux? I am going to be using Windows, and I'm going to be using Visual Studio 2022. You can use other IDEs, VS Code, JetBrains, etc. The instructions here are a lot more in depth. I'm going to leave them up on the right here in an abbreviated form. We're going to download Visual Studio 2022. Get the community version of Visual Studio 2022. For me, looks like the download link is up top here. Once it gets done downloading, you can open up the Visual Studio setup. I'm going to do some pausing in the video so that I can transition. You don't have to wait for the download. Alright, so it will ask you to prompt and you'll install .NET Desktop Framework down here. Once you've selected that, click Install. It's about 8 gigabytes. So make sure you have enough space. It might take a bit for it to download and install. Alright, I'm going to pause the video again while this downloads and installs, and I'll come back afterwards. It just came unpaused for a bit so you can see that it takes a while. This is about 1 or 2 minutes. Depends upon your internet and your computer speed. Pausing again. Alright, now you just click skip this for now. We're not going to sign in at this point. Choose your theme. I'm just going to select the dark theme. So when it loads up, click continue without code. We're going to now install the extensions. So go extensions, manage extensions. On the left, click online. On the right, search for MonoGame. Install the MonoGame Framework and the installer, and then you should see a prompt that you need to click modify on, and it will download and install Visual Studio 2022's extension, the MonoGame extension. Now that it's complete, click close, and we'll reopen Visual Studio 2022. Now that it's loaded, click Create a New Project. We're going to select MonoGame Cross-Platform Desktop Application. Click Next. Enter the name for your game or project. I usually store all of my games and projects at C/Git because I use the Git version control system and I upload to GitHub. You can store the project wherever you'd like. Click Create. You can close the What's New window. And that's it. You have a project. We can run the project to see how it's working. Just click the green play button in the top where it says example. The name of your project will be there instead. It will now build, create an executable, and then it will run your project. Compile is complete. The project will show up. You'll see this blue screen. It doesn't do anything yet, but that's the basics of it. Now I'll give you a quick demo and walkthrough of MonoGame. So there's going to be a game1 CS file and a program.cs file. Program.cs is the entry point. And then game1 has a few different main parts to it. And the general structure for most MonoGame objects, classes, is that you have your initialization for the class, you have your content loading, you have an update loop, and then you have a draw loop. So anything that you need to update, the bullets, positions, if you need to update how often a crop is going to grow, things like that, all your update logic will go inside of the update loop. And anything you want to draw on the screen would go into your draw loop. Anything you're going to load, so if you're going to load sounds, music, images, content files perhaps, anything that you load is going to go into the load content method. That's about it. Good luck with MonoGame, and use the monogame.net for further details on how to use MonoGame.